You can see what they're worried about right here behind me in downtown Norfolk. It is all of this construction out here. Right now, I'm standing here in Colonial Place. The water here is about thigh high on Mayflower Road. We just got this list of all of the places in Virginia that received the recalled doses of the vaccine. Many of them are right here in Hampton Roads. It all starts tonight here in downtown Hampton. You can see back here they've got a stage set up downtown, and they're just getting ready for all of the festivities. Now you can see down here we're standing right by a puddle, and this is already starting to freeze, so there could be some tricky spots. Traffic actually looks pretty good out here right now. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see all of the lanes out here on I-264 have been reopened.
And Kristina, the little girl is expected to recover.
That's right, David. She's in the hospital right now with head injuries and broken bones, but physically she is expected to be okay. Emotionally, however, her family says it could take a long time for her to heal. This is the second parent she's lost in 2 years. When 8-year-old Alicia Good turns 9 Saturday, neither of her parents will be there to wish her a happy birthday.
She is now parentless, worried about what's going to happen to her.
Her aunt says she's a strong little girl, but she's coping with so much loss. 2 years ago, her mom died on Thanksgiving after a 3-year battle with breast cancer. Then Wednesday, a day before New Year's Eve, her father was killed right in front of her when they were hit by a wrong-way driver.
She's just devastated. What more can a 9-year-old take? She's in the hospital. She keeps asking, why did God take my dad? Did he need him more than me? Doesn't he know that she needs him?
The crash happened on I-295 outside of Richmond when police say 19-year-old Nicholas Sickle drove his Dodge Ram the wrong way down the highway. Sickle survived the crash with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say alcohol was a factor and charges are pending.
I want him to know for the rest of his life what he's done to my family and to that little girl.
Alicia's physical wounds are expected to heal, but the emotional scars are deep. Her dad was everything to her, and now Good's friends and family vow to honor his memory by caring for his little girl.
She's a loving family. She's surrounded by people who care, and she's very loved, and I hope she knows that.
We just let her know that we are there for her, no matter what. That there's a lot of people there for her, and we love her. And we're sorry, and we don't understand.
Now, police say charges are pending against Sickle. He's still in the hospital right now in stable condition. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Kristina Rohall, 13 News.
It's the big story on 13 News at 6 o'clock, defective stadium light poles.
Schools across Hampton Roads are scrambling to inspect their stadium lights after a massive pole came crashing down into the bleachers at Norview High School yesterday.
13 News has learned the poles were the subject of a recent safety warning from the federal government. The feds saying the poles pose a serious risk of injury, even death. 13 News reporter Kristina Rohall is live at Kings Fork High School in Suffolk, and you've learned there are similar poles at this high school.
That's right, Regina. You can see right here on this light pole, if you take a look at that sticker, it's made by a company called Whitco. Now, that company is the same company that made the poles at Norview High School in Norfolk. So this afternoon, an inspector was out here at Kings Fork High School looking at all of these poles here at the stadium, trying to prevent another serious accident. This is a frightening sight for school officials. A huge light pole that smashed into the bleachers at Norview High School. At the time, the stadium was empty.
There's no doubt in my mind that there would have been injuries involved in it. So the potential is just horrific. 9
light poles made by the same company, Whitco, have come crashing down in the past year. So the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued an alert August 24th. Norfolk School's Chief Operating Officer Michael Spencer says the district got the alert Wednesday.
And it went right to our risk management office, and they were on top of it and reading through it and trying to get the information out.
Suffolk got the same alert for Kings Fork High School Stadium.
Once we realized that it's a similar system using the same manufacturer that the Norview lights use, so we've called the structural engineer.
In the meantime, we found a JV football team practicing underneath light poles clearly marked Whitco. After the inspector examined the poles, he deemed 3 to be safe, but says the one near the practice field needs more testing. And until that inspection's complete, a school spokeswoman says there will not be any practices on or around the pole.
Where we schedule and play football isn't as important as student safety.
Now, crews did remove all of the light poles from Norview High School. Other school districts tell us they are checking the light poles at their stadiums. Today, we did call the CPSC, and they gave us a list of all of Whitco's customers here in Hampton Roads. If you want to see that list, just go to our website, WVEC.com. Reporting live in Suffolk tonight, I'm Kristina Rohall, 13 News.
I don't know, I guess part of the frame, but like...
Behind the colorful decorations at many Norfolk schools lies evidence of a problem that gets worse every day. Water-damaged walls, overloaded outlets, and cracking paint.
You wonder are the kids safe, and you wonder what the poor teachers are having to go through.
Amanda Hill's 3 children go to Larchmont Elementary, which is 80 years old and floods nearly every time it rains. On the first day of school this year, 2 inches of water covered the floor, ruining supplies and forcing students from their classrooms.
Comes down like a waterfall through their windows. Some of the water seeps in through the ground.
So far this school year, the building's flooded 3 times. Each time, crews clean up the mess, but there's still standing water in the boiler room, a noticeable stench, and worries about mold and mildew. This week, the district will also begin testing the air for potentially cancer-causing chemicals that could be in caulk on windows and doors.
Thankfully, I have really healthy, great kids. But if somebody were asthmatic or had some health issues, yeah, would this school be making them sick? I don't know.
We're not going to have any child in a situation in any building where they're not safe.
But Chief Operations Officer Michael Spencer admits crews are often playing catch-up when it comes to maintenance. 70% of the district's 55 school buildings are past their suggested 30-year lifespan and have not received a significant renovation. Maintenance records from some of Norfolk's oldest schools show hundreds of problems with roofing, heating and air conditioning, and plumbing. In just the last year, the district spent more than $243,000 fixing problems at Jaycox Elementary and $216,000 on Larchmont. That's about 4 times as much as Virginia Beach spent on its oldest elementary school, and parents say they're just patchwork solutions.
As hard as the city works to make sure we have appropriate monies available, there's always more work to do than there is money to be spent.
2 years ago, a consultant recommended the city spend $580 million to replace or renovate 14 schools. Since then, only 1 project has received funding.
I don't think it's been any direct thought on council that we're going to leave this part of our city out and pay attention to another part of the city. I think it's just that our needs are so great.
Next year, the city faces a projected $29 million budget shortfall, and the state is expecting a $1 billion budget gap. Yet the vice mayor says Norfolk will push the state for more money and explore new funding options like public-private partnerships.
Taxing is not the answer. We have to find creative ways to stretch the dollars that we have locally.
And as the city and school district hash out funding ideas, hundreds of children and teachers will go to school in aging buildings, dreading the next time it rains.
Obviously, my 5th grader will never see it because he moves on next year. Yeah, will my kindergartner ever see any improvements in the school?
Now, we also discovered schools that are past their suggested lifespan in several other school districts in Hampton Roads. We have a list of those schools on our website, WVEC.com. Kristina Rohall, 13 News.